Hi, I have in front of me a compression F connector from Webro. It's for their WF165 cable. So it can also often called CT165 cable. Okay, so it's a very heavy industrial cable. So I'm showing the front and the back view of this here on the table in front of it. I know you're too far away to really see it. What I have in my hand here is I have a short section pared down, ready to go in, of CT165 cable, okay? And the idea of this is to give an incredibly robust F-type connection onto a CT165 cable so that you can join it and have it watertight sealed here on it as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say the overall dimension of this cable is 10 millimeters, so the barrel inside is roughly that, a little bit larger. What we did is we just pared down, we have about 15 millimeters of the central core cable here sticking up. We have then about another 15 millimeters of the insulate inside and the dielectric, and then what we have is some of the braiding pushed down over the side. So what we would do is, normally obviously we have a long length of cable, we wouldn't just be putting on a connector like this, but when we push this in here, it pushes up and you push all the way to the top, and when you know you've sufficiently pushed it in is when you have this connector, the little pin in the center will be maybe a millimeter or so shy of being smooth with the surface, okay? But when you have the bottom part pushed up sufficiently, what will happen is it will push the center of the pin so it's actually flush with the top of the pin here, okay? And that's just a very good indication to say that I've inserted the cable sufficiently, because at the cost of these connectors you don't want to do this wrong, okay? So you need to have a special tool for it. So the tool that we have for it is a tool that's also supplied by Webro, and there's 3 connections on this, and the connection we went for on it is the one that's marked connection C, okay? So it's the sort of the medium sized one, and it just screws in here directly like this. And what I've done is, there's 2 types of cable this is capable of handling, but I put it for the larger type of cable. So if I open it up fully like this, if we can imagine that the cable is being pushed in, I'll try to do it this side actually so you can get a better view. And we're there. And what we can do at this point is, we can see the base of the connector here is being cut, and the center here is just holding the core wire. So it's saying, let's push this connector forward, pushing the center forward. And what would happen, and I'm not going to squeeze it all the way, but if I squeezed it all the way, what happens is the housing compresses. So there's fundamentally, the connector here is made of 2 component parts. We have the top and the bottom part, and when we compress it here, this little collar is pushed internally inside, and it does 2 things. It compresses the overall length, but it also squeezes in on the cable, so you get a really, really tight connection directly onto the cable, okay? So if we just held up this connector here, we can just see the hollowness in where you push in the cable, how it's pushed up here. In this one here, it is still recessed. It's actually back about 3 millimeters, the pin in the center. And it'll just compress down into the thing. Simply at the cost of these connectors, I just don't want to destroy one for the sake of this video, because I think you get the concept on it. Overall, they're absolutely excellent connectors. Now, there is alternative ones we have. I suppose a big disadvantage of these connectors is twofold. Number one, that they're expensive, and number 2 is that you need to use the compression tool with it. The big advantage of them overall is that it's designed specifically for use with these connectors, and the other ones that we have within our range, which would be screw-on ones, don't get anything like the quality connection that you have on these. So if you're doing a commercial job where you just want to do it right, not have any problems, these really are the connectors for it. So that's it anyway, an overview of the compression F connectors available from Free TV. There's actually a postal option on these, and we sell them individually, and you can buy them in bags as well.